I'm Bonnie Francis, and I have Linda Mastro and Courtney Williams here from Compass Regional Hospice, and they're going to be out at the Senior Summit May 20th at the 4-H Park. So we wanted them to tell us what information or, what services can you tell people about while they come out at the summit, and then we'll go from there.
Sure.
So let's just start with the summit and what would be available for someone coming up to your booth at the Senior Summit.
Okay. Well, thanks for having us here, Bonnie.
Oh, you're welcome.
We're pleased to be back at the Senior Summit again this year as sponsors and as an informational table, and we'll have all kinds of things that people who are either interested in hospice or in the grief counseling programs that we offer. I think a lot of people know us as a hospice provider, but I think what people don't know is that we provide a full range of grief support services for people of all ages,
Right.
Even if they have not had a hospice experience. And I think that's the thing, if I can encourage people to stop by and learn about that,
Right.
as well as hospice. We also have the 5 Wishes form, which is a version of an advance directive. We really encourage people, even when they're healthy and young, to let their loved ones know what their wishes are and how they want to live their final days.
Okay.
And so we'll have those forms available free of charge. People can take and have conversations with their loved ones. And, they're conversations that nobody wants to have,
Right.
but it is the greatest gift you can give your family.
Oh, it makes it so much easier when you know that ahead of time. I know when we went through that with my sister, she had everything planned out.
Right.
And it helps because then you're not making those choices, you're doing what they want.
That's right. We'll also have information about our upcoming Camp New Dawn,
Okay.
which is our grief camp, a retreat that's held every summer for children, teens, and families. That will be in August, so we'll have information about that. And you might say, well, why would seniors care about Camp New Dawn? Well, many of them may have grandchildren
Right.
or children, or they themselves may have lost someone and want to come to the family camp. So we really encourage people to stop and get that information as well.
Now, you said something about different activities that provide funds to help Camp New Dawn. Is there a
Yes.
fundraiser coming up or something?
That's right. We're going to have a fundraiser on June 30th at Fisherman's Crab Deck
Okay.
to fund Camp New Dawn. We charge a nominal fee for Camp New Dawn, and no one is ever turned away if they're unable to pay. So we rely a lot on community donations to help us underwrite the cost of Camp New Dawn.
The other thing that you need is volunteers, so that's why
Yes.
we have Courtney
Absolutely.
here.
Yeah.
Volunteer services, how do you use volunteers?
Well, we're very fortunate in how generous our community is with their time and their talents, and we can see that in our volunteer programs, certainly. If you stop by our table at the Senior Summit, you'll get to meet some of our volunteers that'll be covering the table that day,
Okay.
and they can talk with you a little bit more about the different opportunities there are to volunteer. We want to have different opportunities that match people's interests, their schedule, and of course their abilities. So at our table you can meet some of our state treasurers volunteers. They operate the shop in Chester in the Kent Town Market Square, and they're celebrating their 25th anniversary this year, so they'll be having a couple different events coming up throughout the year about their 25th anniversary. As Linda mentioned, our Camp New Dawn is facilitated by about 100 volunteers. So someone that may have interest in supporting camp or visiting with patients, helping in our administrative office, weeding our gardens, other development events. We have a lot of different opportunities. So they can stop by the table at Senior Summit. They can always visit our website or give me a call if they have questions about volunteering.
Now, someone on TV watching may not be familiar with Camp New Dawn.
Okay.
Tell us specifically how many days and who participates in that. So if someone would want to help you volunteer out there, what would they
Sure.
expect to do?
It's a 4-day retreat we host in August. This year it will be the 13th, 14th, 15th, and 16th. Our campers who are ages 7 to 17 are there for the first 3 days, and volunteers help facilitate support groups, they're planning activities, and they function as mentors for our campers. Families, as Linda mentioned, also have the opportunity to participate in this retreat, so that we're creating an environment of commonality and developing tools that families can use together when they're
Right.
dealing with grief.
Right.
So volunteers also support our adult portion and our family portion in a similar way, facilitating activities.
Right.
As you can imagine, there's a lot of setup and cleanup that happens. So there is a niche really for anyone that is interested in volunteering, even if they don't think they could be there the entire time.
Right.
We would still encourage them to give us a call and see if it would be a good fit. We really enjoy the community support, and we rely on them heavily. So they can always give us a call.
Is there training? I know sometimes in the paper it shows training, and it usually spans a couple hours or
Yeah.
something. So if someone wanted to just volunteer to do minimal things, do they still go through that whole
All of our
session?
volunteers will receive training specialized to what they're interested in doing.
Okay.
And we have annual opportunities that if they'd like to give something else a try, we have different in-service opportunities or volunteer trainings if they, had been working in our administrative office answering the phones, but they'd really like to see if they're a good fit for patient care volunteering. They're welcome to join any of our classes.
Okay.
All of our trainings are free to the public to join, and they are not an obligation to volunteer. If an individual participates in a training and they decide that may not be something that they're interested in doing, we encourage them to explore other parts of our program that they
Okay.
feel they could fit.
All right. And estate treasures. If someone doesn't know what that is, I know because I've been there.
Oh, good.
But there may be someone out there that doesn't know we have estate treasures, and that it's kind of, they're not sure what it means. So,
Well, Estate
what's-
Treasures is an amazing little resale shop, as Courtney said, in Chester. And they're open Monday through Saturday, 10 to 4:30. And all of the merchandise in the store has been donated by the community. Gently, carefully worn men's and women's clothing, fashion accessories, handbags. Some of the things that come in there still have the tags on them.
Right.
They're brand new. Small housewares, small appliances, books, greeting cards, and all of the sales from Estate Treasures go to benefit Compass Regional Hospice. And it's run by, gosh, what do we have? Over 100
100
volunteers.
volunteers.
It's all
Wow.
volunteer run. There's a committee of volunteers that operate, kind of set the ground rules for how things work, and then volunteers cover all the shifts. And it's a great place to shop, great bargains. And then periodically they'll mark things down. They've just had a huge sale, and they, every couple months they'll have a dot sale, so things will be 50% or 75% off. So.
Yep. And individuals, if they go to our website, they can sign up for the Estate Treasures Blast newsletter, so they'll get firsthand information about any upcoming sales. Also, there you can get an application to volunteer. As Linda said, there's over 100 volunteers that operate the shop, and because of their staffing schedule, you could volunteer as little as 8 hours a month if you're interested in volunteering. So people don't have to think of it as an overwhelming commitment. We of course encourage more involvement if you're so called.
And the other thing I like about hospice, to let folks know for this county, I mean, it's not only the house and people coming into the house, but you also have staff that comes out.
right.
Like I know with my sister, they came out to the house and make it individual for each person and how they want to be comfortable.
That's good.
And that's the most important thing, is that, they provide the services not only there, but in the county where the person is.
That's a good point, Bonnie. And one of our slogans, if you will, is care on your terms.
Right.
And we go where people want to spend their final weeks, days,
Right.
and months. So that would be a private residence, a nursing home, an assisted living facility, and then, as you mentioned, we have our residential hospice center in Centerville as well. So wherever people want to be treated, that's
Right.
where we go to them.
Well, we thank you girls for coming out,
Thank
and
you,
hope
Bonnie.
that people come down to the 4-H park on the 20th to stop by your booth.
Good.
So,
We'll be there and
Yeah.
we'll meet lots of volunteers and learn about what we do and how we help.
well, there's a lot of different things that they can help you with.
That's true.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and they can get questions answered.
Great. Thank you, Bonnie.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Sure.
Rather Than Dan here for QACTV. Thank you for watching another QACTV quality production.